Hi, good morning students. Welcome back to the online classes. Today, social class. We are in the forest now? Yes. We went to different types of forests. First we went to the evergreen forest. Then we went to deciduous forest. Deciduous forest itself are of two types. Tropical deciduous forest is there. Dry deciduous forest is there. Wet deciduous forest is there. After that, we went to the thorny forest. Then we went to the littoral forest. After that, we formed the forest in India. The forest in India, how many hectares of land or how many thousands of hectares of land are occupied by the forest in India, and who is taking care of the forest in India. It is said that in Andhra Pradesh, how many thousand kilometers of forest are there? 64,000 square kilometers of forests are there in Andhra Pradesh, out of which a large portion is open ground only, open ground. Okay, today in this session, we are going to discuss about the forest during the British period. Till the British ruled in India, the forests were maiden. Maiden means not exploited very much. The forest was occupied by mainly the tribal people. Different groups of tribes lived in the forest. After the coming of the British made everything change. How did they change it? They cleared the forest for plantation. They cut the trees for industries, railways, and other factories. So they began to use the forest in a large amount. Also, they made the forest a government property. So they made laws, they made rules. In the case of forest, they made laws in 1864 and 1878 and created a forest department. The British created a forest department after the laws they made in 1864 and 1878. Similarly, Nizam government also made rules. Nizam government also rules like the British. They passed a rule. And according to these rules, the forest was categorized into two types. How was the forest categorized? The forest was classified as a reserved forest and protected forest. Reserved forest and protected forest. And reserved forest, what are called reserved forests? Reserved forests are the forests where nobody can enter. No one is allowed to enter, no one is allowed to go into that forest. Which forest? Reserved forest. No one can cut trees or anything. No one can take any resource from these forests. Such forests are called reserved forests. The other classification is protected forests. Protected forests are the forests where people can enter and they can take away limited items. Actually, it is this permission is given to the tribal people mainly. What things are allowed there? They can take away firewood. That also headloads. Headload means that much which a person can carry on his head. That's called headloads. Firewood can be taken away from the protected forest only, and some other small forest produce also they can take from this protected forest. They can also graze their cattle in the protected forest. So protected forests can be used by the people in a limited way. If they go beyond the permitted level, the forest department can file case against them. Like that rules were made. After coming of these rules, the customary rights of the tribal people were restricted. That means the tribal people earlier considered the forest as their own property, and they lived freely in the forest using the resources of the forest. But remember, they never destroyed the balance of the ecosystem in the forest. But after these rules, the tribal people could not use the forest as earlier. They were controlled very much. Now, the new government law defined forest lands or area under the forest. When they defined the area under the forest, most of the land which were used by the tribal people came under the forest region, either reserved or protected. As a result, what happened? Now the tribal people could not use these lands. They were evicted from these areas. Evicted means sent away from these areas. The forest people, the tribal people used the forest for their livelihood. They cultivated in the forest. Already we studied in the 6th class about Podu cultivation. Podu cultivation means in the forest, the tribal people select an area and cut the plants and trees there, clear that area, and they cultivate the land there. And after 2 or 3 years, they will leave that place and go to another place and make a new agricultural land like that. Like that, they go on rotating the place, changing the places. This is called Podu cultivation. The other name is shifting cultivation. So these people cultivated the lands. And what's the difference between the village people and the tribal people? The village people have records for their agricultural land. Records means ownership record. This particular land is in the name of or belonging to this person, like that record is there. But about the forest land, where the tribal people cultivated, there was no such records. As a result, they could not claim for their lands. Gonds in where in the northern districts of Telangana, they actually lead a settled agricultural life. But they also change the places after 2 or 3 years. Also, Kolams, another tribal group, the Kolams practice Podu cultivation on the hill slopes only. If a cultivation done on the hill slopes, there can be soil erosion, etc., etc. So, because of this alternating cultivation practice, agriculture practice, the rules made by the British became a big problem. Now they cannot clear a forest area. Now they cannot cut trees. Now they cannot cultivate crops in the forest area. It will become against the law. So as a result, what happened? The forest people became landless. They were evicted forcibly. That means the forest people forcibly sent them out of the forest like that. Now, much of the agricultural land was handed over to zamindars and cultivators. The purpose of the British was to collect maximum taxes from the land region. For that, they handed over the land to the zamindars and the cultivators. So what happened now? These tribal people now had to work under the zamindars. They had to work under the zamindars for their living. Or they cultivated the land and paid high rents to zamindar. Actually, these revenue, these rents were very high. To pay the rent, sufficient quantity of produce was not there, so they had to borrow money from money lenders. If they have some land with them in their ownership, the money lenders give money against the land only. That means if the farmers, if the cultivators did not pay the money lenders captured the land from these people. And these people who borrowed money from money lenders will never be able to pay back, because every year the same situation. To pay back the loans, they should get extra protection, extra crop. Then only they can sell it outside and pay their debts. Yes. Now the forest department. When we speak about the forest department department had the task of protecting the forest and planting new trees. The forest department was established to protect the forest. So they had to plant new trees. And this work, this responsibility of the forest department, also they had another responsibility called harvesting of the forest. Harvesting of the forest means the tree which is fully grown up. The fully grown up trees can be selected and cut and can be sold for money. This money will be added to the treasury of the government. That work is called harvesting of the forest. What is meant by harvesting of the forest? Harvesting of the forest means cutting down the grown up trees and selling it for money and add this money to the treasury of the government. That is called harvesting of the forest. And this responsibility was given to the forest department. Yes. Okay. The tribal people were not considered by these officers or forest officers. Most of the forest officers from distant places, from other areas, they do not know about these tribal people. Actually, these officers thought that the tribal people are dangerous people. Tribal people are dangerous people. So, they behaved with the tribal people without mercy. ఏ జాలి చూపించకుండా చాలా నిర్దాక్షిణ్యంగా వ్యవహరించారు. That's it. No sympathy at all. Also, these officers exploited the helpless tribal people, cheated them and harassed them. So in many ways, the tribal people were disturbed. These officials exploited them and cheated them and harassed them. Okay. In the name of the forest conservation, large scale evictions occurred in the year 1920s up to 1940. 1920 to 1940, these tribal people were thrown out of the forest. So they had to suffer a lot of injustice from the forest department. This created the life of the tribal people insecure. They didn't know where to go because they had no land in their own name. So there was quite injustice. The tribal people began to fight against these officers They started fighting from the beginning only, the opposite to the officers from the beginning only. Yes. And in the northeast, in some regions like the northeast, they were able to win some protection from the government also because of this fight. At the time of independence, when India became independent, our national leaders, that means after the British rule, British went away now. Now there is no threat from the British. India became independent. Now India has India's own government. And this government, the leaders in this government, thought about the tribal people, what to do with them. Several discussions came. One choice was allowing the tribal people to live in the forest only, because they are habited to live in the forest. The other argument was that these people should be brought to the town and cities. They must be given education. They must be educated with the modern lifestyle. Like that, arguments were there to make them adopt with the new way of life and set up agriculture and get modern education and to learn industrial work, etc. This discussion was there. Okay. Questions. I will tell you some questions. Write down these questions and you write the answer to these questions and do it as homework and send to me. Question number 1. When did the British make laws to create the forest department? Question number 2. What is called the reserved forest? What is called the reserved forest? Question number 3. What is called the protected forest? What is called the protected forest? Okay. What is the lifestyle of the tribal people in the forest? What is the lifestyle? Lifestyle means here you have to write about their way of living, how they collect things from forest and using them they live. That's the point. So how would about Podu cultivation you can write about collecting honey, etc., etc. These are called forest producers. Like these things you can write. So it's the lifestyle of tribal people. Okay. How did the tribal people become landless? How did the tribal people become landless under British rule? Okay. Next. What was the task of the forest department? What was the task of the forest department? Task means the two things I said. One is protecting the forest and the second one is planting new trees. Okay. Next question. What is meant by harvesting of the forest? What is meant by harvesting of the forest? Next question. How were the national leaders debating on tribal people? How were the national leaders debating on tribal people? Means whether to allow them to stay in the forest or they must be brought to the town or cities or get them educated or given modern life like that. So these questions you find out, read and find out the answer and write. In the textbook answer is there. Find out the answer, understand the answer and write in your own words. No need to copy the textbook sentences like that. Understand and write in your own words. That is the most welcomeable answer. Okay? Wish you all the best.